special one here, Kearns. One of my other good mates, Mr. Matty Collectz, all the way from Adelaide. What's up, brother?
Not much. How about yourself?
Good, man. Good. Going well. It's been a long road to get to Collectfest, so it's good to finally be here, sitting in the booth. It took us 8 hours yesterday to get this place built.
Yeah, well, it looks pretty impressive.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah. Shout out to the collector space that helped us do that. But yeah, it's been good fun. This is your first show down in Melbourne?
First show.
Yeah. What do you think so far?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
There are so many people here.
There is.
From every walks of life of the hobby.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
No, it's great.
It's good fun, man. It's good fun. I think they've done a really, really good job. I haven't had a chance myself to really get around and like buy anything yet or like look at anything, but it's probably a good thing because it's also pumping right now, so I don't really want to be standing like 4 people deep at booths trying to buy cards.
It's impossible to see anything at the moment.
Yeah.
They let the general admin in earlier.
Yeah, I think because there was like over 1,000 people lined up out the front.
Vinny messaged me, he's like, there's 1,500 people in front of me.
Well, he got in.
I'll see you at lunchtime.
I saw him not that long ago, so he's in. He's in. Yeah. Right. So the queue must be moving pretty well. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we just probably want to pick your brain on a few things about your collection, your journey, and all that sort of stuff. I mean, I know you inside out, but maybe Kenzie, you can run it. Maybe you can hit Matty with the questions.
Love it, Matty. The hobbyists out there would love to know, what do you collect? Tell us your collector story. Where does it all begin?
So obviously, same as everyone else, Pokemon from a very young age, got out of it, and then COVID hits, get back into it. So literally the same as 90% of people.
Yeah. Have you still got all those Pokemon cards from when you were younger?
I wish. So I did have the entire base set in a binder, and I know exactly what the fucking binder looks like. Yeah. I know exactly where it was in the house, and now Dad doesn't know what he did with it. So at some point we'll find a base set binder.
Hopefully. I feel like I have the same thing at my parents' house. Like, I should have a binder full of just hollows. Yeah. Because I found everything else. And I'm like, Mum, where's the good card?
Where's this one?
She's like, no, you found everything. I'm like, no.
Secretly, they've thrown it out.
I'd be spewing if they threw that one out and kept everything else. You know?
But on top of that, obviously, me and Dean have been pretty deep in metazoo from the beginning. With the rise and fall, and now the rise again.
Perfectly summed.
Yeah. So that's been a wild roller coaster, but I'm all aboard.
Yeah.
And then I suppose on top of that, a bit of One Piece, bit of sports cards, a bit of everything.
Wrestling, man. Wrestling. You've gone pretty hard on like some cool wrestling cards. You and Benny both seem to like just.
He's the only other person I know that actually
cards.
collects wrestling cards.
Yeah. Do you watch wrestling or anything like that?
I do. Still.
Yeah.
Still, from a kid to now, still watch wrestling.
You still drop the people's elbow off the corner of the couch, just like randomly.
The kids when they start.
Like randomly on a Sunday.
Give my 4-year-old a stunner when he's acting up. Yeah.
Hey Lando, come here.
Yeah. Exactly right.
That's great parenting. Right?
Yeah. But yeah, wrestling, get a couple of cool autos and stuff like that for the collection.
Yeah.
Metazoo t-shirt. I only just realised you were wearing the Metazoo t-shirt. That's the new one too, right?
Yeah, from Collecticon Orlando.
Yeah.
I had one of the guys in America while he was there. I said, buy me a couple, ship them over.
Yeah, nice.
Literally for this weekend.
Yeah. Love that.
Got to have something TCG related. So I'll rep the Metazoo even if no one else will at the moment.
I'm going to hit you with the next question because I don't actually know the answer, and I think it's going to be hard for you to choose. But what is like the number one piece in your whole collection?
Good question.
And you can only pick one. I don't want this watered down BS of, I like this one, I like this one, I like this. Like, you got to keep just one.
If I can only one card.
Mm-hmm.
Probably my blue ink.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah.
I've got it here with me.
Yeah.
If I had to pick one card, probably that one.
Yeah.
Did you ever get the red ink?
I did, and then I sold it.
You sold that. Do you regret that sale?
No, because I got it in a trade.
Yeah.
And I won on that trade massively.
Yeah.
It was like a trade up almost.
Yeah.
Wound up getting the red ink, and then when Metazoo went bust, they still held a bit of value. I mean, nowhere near what they went for 50 grand at one stage. Obviously, nowhere near that.
Yeah.
But we're still able to sell it and made money on it.
Talk us through that, because you obviously had the podcast at the time and you're a big collector collecting all the sets. What did it feel like that day when you found out that Metazoo was going under?
Felt like my heart got ripped out. I remember it so vividly.
I took that day off work.
You did?
Yeah.
I woke up in the morning, do the usual scroll, saw it on Insta, or was it Discord, wherever the notice went up. And I kind of sat there and read it. I remember sitting on the edge of the bed reading it, and I'm like, what the f-? And I looked at my wife, and I said it to her, and she just looked at me because, like, trading cards, she doesn't care. And so I sent a screenshot to Dean. Had you seen it at that point?
Yep.
Yeah.
I think what actually, for me, what happened was somebody posted in the Discord that the Instagram was down.
That's right.
And everybody was like,
what do you
mean? And the socials started shutting down, and then everybody was speculating, freaking out, and then eventually Mike just went AWOL and put that letter up.
Yeah.
And said, I'm shutting it down, like, it's all over, like, rug pull, like, bang,
yeah.
game over. And then we're like, what the hell?
And we're sitting there trying to pick up the pieces. I mean, you at the time were deep as a reseller. What do they call it? A partner. Yeah. We were metazoo partners back then. And you had invested a lot of money in stock, which you hadn't got at that point either.
Yeah, we had some heavy pre-orders for
that's
like
right.
the legacy set. So I think by the end of that day, I'd refunded everybody, but that was not
out
fun.
of pocket yourself.
Yeah,
that was tough because I joined in Wilderness, so a little bit later, and I remember like every second person I'd talk to is Pokemon, but have you seen metazoo? So we obviously backed it like massively, and when I found out, it's like, oh, it's all for nothing.
Yeah, that's what it felt like.
It just absolutely sucks. So to see Meta 2 back now, product looks great, it's different, it's super exciting. You've opened a lot of the first set. What do you think?
I thought it was great. I think they hit it out the park with the alt arts, but gameplay's fantastic. It's pretty easy to pick up.
There's a learn to play here. We're running a learn to play up the back.
I went and spoke to the Banter rep.
Adam.
I was having a chat to him before, so he wants me to go teach him how to play after.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So
schooling.
Yeah.
Get in.
I said I've got my decks in the room. I'll bring them down.
Love that. So in between Metazoo and Meta 2, is that where you started to pick up wrestling and these other types of collectibles in that void?
Yeah. So like, it was kind of was Pokemon, shifted from Pokemon to Metazoo, and then once Metazoo went under, it's like, well, fuck. Now I have to, like, it's almost like I have to join the Pokemon world again, where I had kind of left it behind.
You had a pretty decent, like, Charizard-centric sort of set that you had.
I collected PSA 10 Charizards.
Yeah. Which you'd sold down.
I sold, as I wanted Metazoo cards, I was selling my Pokemon to fund it.
In the period where Pokemon wasn't as expensive as it is now, right? So I'd hate to know what your Zards would all be worth now.
Bro.
Yeah, now that you don't have them.
I was going through the messages because I sold them to, what's his name, Misty's.
Oh, Bozy.
Yeah. He bought pretty much my whole sealed collection from me in one hit.
Yeah.
And I was going through the messages a couple of weeks ago, how much is like Evolving Skies box for $500 and all this.
Feels sick.
Yeah.
But you got your ups and your downs.
Yeah, that's life.
But then I was able to go and start rebuying my Pokemon collection.
Yeah.
Got like all the sealed collection I wanted, pretty much picked it up all in one hit.
Yeah, it's fun, right? Because I did almost the same thing, because I sold all my Rayquazas, and now I've gone and built a better Rayquaza collection anyway. Yeah. Which is proudly on display here for anybody that's
and it looks fantastic.
watching.
Looking at them, everyone's looking at them now.
Yeah, everybody's stopping. It's good fun.
Between the product and the cabinets by Collector Space, the booth looks awesome.
It does.
Second shout out.
It does.
So how do you choose which wrestling cards to collect? Is it some of your favorite people? Are you looking for sets or exclusivity of cards?
It's purely autos at this stage. I want on-card autos.
Yep.
So stuff like Cody Rhodes, I want to get an Undertaker auto. So if I find one here, he's always been my boy.
Yeah.
So if I can find one here. Recently, I picked up a John Cena auto, obviously, because he's doing his retirement tour. So I figured that was pretty timely to pick one of them up.
Already lost the card, can't see it.
It's a blank card.
Yeah.
Can't see it.
Here it is, right here.
Yeah. But there's no method to the madness except just autos.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah.
How do you choose between what you're collecting? Because you did mention before you've dipped your toe back in a little bit with Pokemon, but obviously the pace at which TCG moves at it's absolutely crazy. So is it, that wrestling card, I'm going after that? Or do you try and put some aside for some Pokemon openings as well? Share it with your kids as well?
Yeah, so I'll open some like random packs with the kids. I won't do booster boxes or anything with them because it gets lost on them. They're too young. So we'll just go buy some random packs or booster bundles. Open that with the kids. Pokemon, for me, I'll buy the big hits that I want, and I'll buy them in a PSA 10 because me and grading don't go well.
Don't worry, man. I know that feeling.
Guernsey is the king of PSA 9s.
Yeah, 100%.
Everything I look at, I think is a 10, and it always comes back a 9.
Yeah.
It's shocking.
Yeah. And then Pokemon for me is sealed product on display. So then it's picking and choosing what I like the look of.
Yep.
It's not I don't look at it as an investment. I mean, it's always in the back of your mind.
Yeah.
I'm a sealed collector and I'm not selling it. So it's kind of, it looks good, I like it, and in 10 years' time, it'll be worth X amount, it'll be hopefully worth more.
Yeah.
Pay for the kids' uni or something.
Yep.
Their first house, maybe, who knows?
Is there something big you're chasing at the moment?
I want to get a 151 Zard, PSA 10.
Yep.
I want to pick one of them
Surely you could find one today, right? Surely.
I found one so far, but like you said before, it's like 4 or 5 people deep at every booth at the moment.
Yeah, it is.
So I think I'm going to wait a bit for it to die down.
Yeah. And hope it's still there.
Yeah, well, I'm sure there'll be a few more around. It's the only one I've seen.
Yep.
And I was going to chat to him if got any wiggle room, or I got some other stuff I could put in the trade, but I literally couldn't get near it. Yep. So that's the only thing on my radar to pick up. I want to pick up a few things to open. I was talking to you last night, Dean, the Topps Chrome Marvel. Is it Marvel?
Yeah, Marvel Topps Chrome, yeah. I think the
Topps
Topps guys have some.
They've got blasters.
Yeah.
So I might pick up a couple of them.
Yeah.
I saw a couple of the sports guys had some like F1 blasters and stuff like that.
So they're good fun too.
Yeah, I might just pick up a few random blasters and maybe a couple of booster bundles and just to open some
have a bit of a rip.
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
Why not? It's going to be massive, man. You're involved in the base set box as well, so that's going to be a bit of fun today.
Late night decision last night to jump in.
I got a couple of whiskeys into him and then be like, oh, go on, just buy it back, mate.
Yeah, why not? If you're ever going to pull a Charizard, why not do it with Gary King sitting right next to you?
Exactly right. I can't wait to get my Duck Trio non-holo.
Oh,
it's going to happen.
He's put it out there. He's put it out there in the universe.
Duck Trio.
It might have been a lass. Maybe I was going to pull you a lass. You never know.
Yeah, trainer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what it's going to be.
She's cool, though.
The original waifu.
The original waifu.
Yeah.
The waifu that started it all. Nah, awesome. All right, Matty, well, we appreciate you popping in, man, and giving us some time and jumping on the potty.
Thanks for having me.
Where can we find you on social media?
At Matty_Collectz with a Z.
Yep, sweet.
Yeah, on Instagram.
Yep, go find him over there. But thanks, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, brother.
Hobbyists, today's episode is sponsored by Collector Space. They have recently opened their ever-expanding showroom and collectibles shop and has taken shape in the southeast Victoria.
Boasting display furniture and fixtures for in-home collections and retail spaces, they've been trusted by many of our favourite stores and fellow collectors. Check out their socials for up-to-date info and offerings, and be sure to visit the Collector's Space at 1108 Mulholly Road, Pakenham.
Whether you're a collector at heart or new to the hobby, Collector Space are here to help. So head on down and say good day to Chris and the team at Collector Space, and thanks for sponsoring the episode.
All right, Matt from Desacne. How are you, brother?
I'm very good, boys. Yourselves?
Yeah, we're good, man. We're good. Collectfest is moving and shaking. It's pumping. It's been really, really busy so far this morning. So it's nice to finally be here. It was a long road, long journey to get here. So we're excited to be here and to have you and your amazing products here with us.
No, I appreciate it. I thought I'd turn up an hour early and skip the queues, and all of a sudden 100 metres long out the front still, and that didn't work too good.
Man, talking about your product here, I've got one in hand. Talk us through it, because this thing here feels so sturdy. Am I correct in saying I saw a car drive over one of these?
Yeah, that's right. So, we started working on this product 3 years ago now. So at the start of 2023. So I'll call it 3 years roughly. And the journey along this, down this path, has been that the product in the market at the moment is very brittle, you can get a lot of cheap stuff out of China and those sorts of things.
Yeah.
And it kind of diminishes the quality overall, then people start looking at price and whatnot. So we developed all this here in Australia. We're manufacturing overseas because no one does it better. It's not a price thing here, it's a quality thing. We're not up to scratch with some of the other places in the world and their quality. And this is where we've ended up today.
I love it, mate. We've got the booster boxes here live, which of course you're sponsoring the base box today. Do you have any other products coming out for different size boxes? Lots of sealed collectors out there, ETBs and different types of products.
Yeah, so our core range at the moment includes Funko Pops, the standard 4-inch collectibles, we'll call them. We've got booster box sizes, we've got elite trainer box sizes. We've got combo packs, so we've got, the booster boxes fit perfectly inside the Elite Trainer boxes, so we can do little bundles and whatnot, which is pretty cool. We've got our One Piece, which covers Metazoo, One Piece, all Bandai products there on the way. We've also looked at some Magic the Gathering product, so they've got an ETB, which is pretty stock standard size, and then booster bundles for Pokemon. We've seen a bit of a rise in booster bundles, and
what I think people want when you said MTG is collector booster boxes.
Yes.
So, but I mean, they vary in width as well sometimes. Sometimes there'll be a 10-pack, sometimes there'll be a 4-pack one.
Yeah.
Because those are so expensive. Like, some of the prices on Magic the Gathering collector boxes are just jumping.
Yeah, definitely. So, the hard things with the way that we process this is injection molded. So this isn't cut glued panel like all the other acrylics you see in the market. This is one solid piece. So if we see a 5mm increase in size, we have to go back to the drawing board and redo all our tooling to fit that 5mm. We can't just call the manufacturer up and say, hey, cut it a bit bigger. So we're really trying to focus on the SKUs that are very repeatable in the industry, and booster boxes, ETBs, they've been the same for, we've got a classic base set here sitting in here, and the latest modern Destined Rivals has come out. That's
slot
sitting
right in
one. So, we look at this as Pokemon's releasing a new product kind of every 6 to 8 weeks, constantly letting stock out. These items, when we're buying them, are starting at, they're meant to retail at $300 for a booster box at the moment with the pricing. So putting it in a $20 or $30 protector, in my eyes, is nothing. It's 10% of the product's value, and if you're putting it in something that's going to last a lifetime, and I say a lifetime, I haven't tested it, I haven't lived that long, but it warrants that cost. Straight from the get-go. So, I see this as your base or your booster boxes as being a bit of a pizza, and your protectors are a bit of garlic bread. It's that upsell. It's that it's you want to have it. You want to have it there. It's that security. Especially from a retailer's point of view, someone that's selling these booster boxes.
Yeah.
It's, you're putting stock in there. You're shipping it. You don't have to worry about it. As we said, we've got videos of cars driving over. If the mailman backs over your package, you're fine.
You're fine.
So from a safety perspective, this is where you want to be. This is what you want to be in.
I love garlic bread, dude. So I've never eaten a pizza without garlic bread. That works. That works really, really well. The name, though, I love the name Desacne. Obviously, encased backwards.
Yeah.
How'd you come up with that? Did it come to you in your sleep, or what was that about?
It was a laying in bed moment. I was sitting there. I was looking at a heap of different names, and there was nothing I could find websites for. All the good names were taken, and then I started Googling, and I found the word encased, exactly what it means, and I looked at it backwards and said, you could pronounce that backwards. So I started saying it, and then jumped online, checked it out. There was a .com available. I thought, grouse, I can make myself look much bigger than I am because I've got a .com, not a .com.au. So the name stuck. I enjoyed it. It worked well. We went down a couple different iterations of the actual design of the logos and whatnot, but the name from pretty much day one was locked in.
Yep. No, I love it, man. It's a beautiful looking product. I'm going to have to definitely get some for my collection. I got a variety of different size pieces, so I'm glad that you've already covered nearly all of them.
Yeah. No, so modern to vintage, they cater for everything. So,
have you got a long list of future ideas of other things that you want to sort of build out as well, or what's the next 12 months sort of look like in your head?
Yeah, the next 12 months are kind of focusing on, the industry at the moment, seeing what path it goes. It's kind of fluctuating in. There's not a lot of stock around at the moment, so things are selling for a high price. I'm in my head, I'm going, is that going to drive some people out of the kind of collectible space themselves just because they can't get stock in hand?
Yeah.
So I think it's very much touch and go. I think it's just seeing where we kind of land in that 12 months, focus on the core products, and then expand from those core products when we have opportunities to do so.
Yep.
How have you found collecting since obviously you've created this company, and now you mentioned at the start that your daughter dropped a box and you're like, have you fell in love even more with collectibles now that you've got this product?
I have. Look, this was a passion project for me. I started this with no intent of selling it to the masses and getting it out there. This was initially started for me and my collection. My Pokemon collection is nowhere near as big as my Funko collection. My Funko collection's, kind of 7 digits nearly. For me, that warranted that investment in manufacturing these products for myself. And then I started giving them to friends and getting feedback from, a lot of the people around the industry. And they seem to love the product, and like I said, we've been through many iterations of this product over the 2 or 3 years that we've been doing this now, and we've ended up here. We've been listed with the leading distributor in Pokemon here in Australia, which is huge for us.
Massive.
Yeah, that was massive. For them to give us the tick of approval was kind of like a pat on my own back, which was nice to have every now and then.
Absolutely, man. Like I told you, it's a huge achievement. Massive achievement.
Do you have your eyes on the international market? Because I know that collectors, once they see how clear these things are and how strong they are, do you have it? Is your intention to take it overseas? Yeah,
most definitely. Look, I think there's been a few major players in the industry globally for a long period of time, and a lot of them initially got into, I guess, these sorts of products as cash grabs. No one's a charity. I understand that. Everyone needs to make a bit of money. But at the end of the day, to put, have a big name and put product that's not up to scratch out there, and get away with putting your, the higher margins on top just because you got the name, it doesn't sit well with me. So I'm constantly driving to lower this cost, and a big part of that is actually getting it international. If I can drive my sales up internationally, I can lower my price down here in Australia just through sheer volume. So
yep.
Yeah.
I just noticed the tagline too. We got you covered.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
I love it. Well, I'm a simple man. I'm a simple man, Matt. You got me there.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to say that slogan could have been from somewhere else, but we'll leave it at that.
Yeah. Before we let you go, obviously such an amazing product here. You've come on and you're sponsoring the base box break, so thank you for that. In your collection before, you mentioned 7-digit pops. Do you have a favourite pop vinyl in your collection or something that... do you have a holy grail?
I'm lucky enough to own one of 12-piece Freddy Tony Starks. So only 12 globally. That's locked up in the house. Not saying where. I was about to say it. I just had to hold back there.
No. We'll cut it out if you did. We'll be like, we'll beat that bit out.
That's my holy grail. I spent years chasing that one. I managed to get it for a good price, and really happy with it. That's sitting in one of my protectors. That was the first thing to pop in there.
What is the value on something like that? Because I don't really know. Pops Kernsey does, but I don't really.
Yeah, so they're nowhere near in the league of some of these at the moment, but the last sold on that was 50,000 USD.
That's still huge for a pop, but I mean, it is 1 of 12, right? Like, that is rare in any collectible.
It is, and I think the difference between your Pokemon products and your pop product is you know what you got with a Funko Pop.
Yeah.
You get a base set, you don't know what you're pulling out of it. So
we're going to find out.
Yeah, well,
we're going to find out, Matty. But yeah, you're right. We don't know.
So, where can people find you, mate? You've got.
Yeah. Where can they buy this beautiful product for starters? Then where can they follow in all your socials?
Yeah. So all the socials. You put me on the spot now. They're all available through our link tree, which is in the QR code on our packaging. We're trying to distribute and use retailers, mom and pop shops and whatnot as our key focus for distributing this product. We do have an online store, which is www.desacne.com, in case backwards, looking how to spell it.
Brilliant.
But yeah, look, the focus for me isn't to be distribute these myself. I want to get these out to the masses. I want to get them for a good price. I want these guys to be coming to your store and saying, hey, I want to buy a base set or a booster box or this or whatever it is, and to have a solution and say, hey, do you want to throw on a protector for X amount?
We have people asking for protectors all the time, man, like I told you. So we're looking forward to stocking the product and letting the Lunar Cards customers be able to purchase them.
No, I'm looking forward to seeing some collections grow and be sitting around in these things. I'll be pretty happy.
That's it. Awesome. Well, congrats again on a great product, man. Thanks for coming on, and no doubt we're going to see Desacne cases everywhere.
Can't wait. Thanks for having me, guys.
Cheers, bro.
All right, hobbyists, we're joined by Rusell from YouCan'tCompthis Podcast. Welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me, and great to meet you guys.
It's been awesome, mate. Thank you for stopping by the booth. Yep. As a fellow podcaster, you are very much lean into the NBA market, and that's something that me and Dean are not awfully familiar with. So we've got the expert in the chair on the other side today. So talk us through your podcast. When did you start it?
Yeah, so basically the genesis for us was that we were doing a different podcast, and I think that the lads were doing a fantastic job, but I think it was sort of dying a slow death. So that's how Adam and I sort of got brought into it.
Yep.
I'd always wanted to do some type of creative writing or creative outlet, and I think podcasting in my head probably came into vogue maybe 5 years before with Bill Simmons doing all of his long-form sports podcasts. And I think I really enjoy that sort of information in the background that while I'm working or while I'm doing my dishes, I can listen to something that I'm really interested in and also, engage back and forth with that. And I think there's something to be said about long-form podcasts too, that you can really get into the depths and get into the teeth of the root cause or, actually what's happening, within that. I think short-form Instagram clips, stuff like that is good and it gets a lot of views, but where my heart lies is that sort of, long-form podcast. So our sort of minimum, I would say, show is an hour and we just go through all NBA talk.
I love that. I agree with those points as well, right? Like in today's society or the generation, like they love short form. Yeah. So we utilize parts of our long form in short form.
You have to do both
to draw them into long form, but we're always going to be long form podcasters because, one, we talk too much, and two, we just got so much that we want to talk about.
Yeah. And I think we were talking about this a little bit offline too. Like the cost to create content these days is relatively cheap. Yeah. So, hosting your files doesn't cost you an arm and a leg. You can put up this stuff, long form, and some of it hits and some of it misses. Like, let's be honest, not all of it's going to be, fantastic. So, yeah.
How do you balance what the community want to hear or what's popular versus what you like talking about? Because that's something, I know you're 220-ish episodes in now. How do you sit there when you clearly want to sit there and talk about a certain type of theme in collectibles, but sometimes you hit on others. How do you balance that?
So this is something for me that is actually quite a pressure point or a pain point, I'll call it that. So what I mean by that is I think negative content these days really clicks. And I personally hate that content. Yep. And so if I'm being honest with you, I just talk about things that is going through my head for the week. And I literally, this is how I make my run sheet. I'm doing whatever I'm doing, dropping the kids off to school, and I'm thinking about Giannis autographs or Kobe autographs. I just write that into my sheet and I do what I want to do. And so I don't like that negative content just to get clicks. I find that frankly maddening. That's the best way I can actually describe that. And so maybe it's a little bit selfish. Maybe that's why we're not as popular as like what we should be. But I sort of hope that the audience we attract is, genuine hobbyists that want that type of content and maybe want a break from the negative content that's already out there. I feel like all that negative content is being done and it's been done probably better than what we can do it. My heart doesn't lie there. So that's where I'm at.
That's the same in the Pokemon sort of content space at the moment, right?
Scams, people ripping people
Pokemon
off,
investing,
fake
this
cards.
is going up, this is dropping, sell now, don't buy, all this stuff that just... And even those big, creators in the US, they address it and they say it as well. Like, Rudy's one of my favorite, Rudy from Alpha Investments, right? I've been watching him for years. And he will literally put a title that is complete clickbait and then his actual video doesn't relate to it at all. He literally just in there and he goes, and I'm going to put this as the title so people watch it.
But that's an art in itself, isn't it?
Yeah.
Understanding how to get people to click
watch
on your content. Yeah, definitely. All right, so can we talk about NBA in general? Is that,
we can.
Can we do that?
Can.
Yeah. All right. So what I would like to talk about, and I think it's very topical at the moment, is the transition out of Panini moving into Topps and Fanatics.
Great talking point, to be fair.
Where are you guys at with that, and where are you seeing the next 12 months to 2 years? Because we're at that transition point now, as far as I'm concerned.
Look, I'm not that educated on the subject, to be fair, but the last I heard about it is it's like a real sort of grey period, even in between, the transition about autos and this, that, because Topps did that Chrome set that was unlicensed and it had all the Wemby autos and stuff in there, which is great, but they're unlicensed. They've got no team names on their jerseys and stuff like that.
So I can fill that in for you. So basically what Fanatics / Topps did, they did a very hostile takeover. So they took over the NFL license actually before the license ran out. Yeah. And there's an ongoing court dispute for that.
Right.
And instead of doing that for NBA, they sort of zagged in their strategy a little bit, but it was still very aggressive. So what they did was they signed all of the rookies from the last two classes. So if you look at Panini releases the last 2 years, they haven't had all the top rookies. So you touched on Wemby and why he wasn't in Panini, he was in Topps, and that's because they signed him to exclusive deals.
Interesting.
And I think if you're an athlete and they're offering you a huge bag and you can see the horizon that's who's going to be having the cards the next few years, why would you sign with Panini?
Yeah.
I get that. But as a consumer, what's happened for Panini collectors and people who want licensed Panini product, you're not getting any. Okay, I'm exaggerating there. You're getting some of the rookies, but basically all like the C grade, D grade, E grade type rookies. That's
not getting the Cooper Flags or the Victor Wembenyamas.
You're not.
Yeah.
And that's how it is. And I think for me, it's been a really slow death. And so as a collector, I found it really quite hard the last 12 months to 2 years because you sort of see what it could have been. You could have seen all these really big rookies in there. So what they have done instead is they've made case hits really what their focus has been. So Color Blast, Kabooms, Downtowns, they've really been the big sort of advertised and selling points. And like I actually don't know the answer to this, but for example, Flawless for this year, I'm not even sure they're going to be doing a release for that because...
Who are they going to put in it?
Who are they going to put into it? Are they going to get it out within the release scheduled time? Because normally the tradition with Flawless and why it's such the premier product is it has no redemptions in it. Everything that's in Flawless is...
It's done. It's in it.
It's in the box. You don't have to worry about redemptions. And sometimes actually what they do is to counter that, you'll have last year's rookies into this year's rookie product. They couldn't get them into the year before. And that's how they sort of circumvent that instead of doing a redemption. Which I probably prefer that, to be honest. I'd rather wait 12 months than get a redemption.
Yeah.
Is there supposed to be like a hardline date of when this licensing sort of transitions?
It's October.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And so...
You think about the consumer as well, like in terms of grading. Victor Wembenyama graded cards last year. He's third on the list all time now, behind only LeBron and Michael Jordan, and it's 1 year in. So if he's not in your product and he's exclusive to Topps, like you're not buying it.
I think a lot of those cards that have been graded though are the silver prism cards. And then all of those sort of, derivative cards underneath that. Like that's, and also the base cards. And we've been talking about this on the show. I think it's going to get to 10,000 or even 20,000 if you're combining the silver and raw prism cards in together.
Yeah, that's wild.
So we're talking about that. So maybe this is a good segue for Pokemon. So how do you guys factor that into your collecting when you've got huge populated
I stay away from them.
Cards.
I stay away from them. There is one that is talked about frequently at the moment because it's the hottest card, of the last couple of years, and it's their PSA 10 Umbreon VMAX from Evolving Skies.
Yeah.
And that is pop 15,000 in a PSA 10.
So we can call that the Wemby.
The card sells for $4,000 all day long.
Yeah, right.
Right, like that just scares me.
Yeah, 100%.
It scares me.
Yeah, and that's how I feel about Wemby too. And then when you see video clips of him doing scissor kicks on the soccer field.
Yeah.
I'm not down with this at all. If you're a Wemby collector, this is not good.
It's like, bro, chill out.
Well, that was like Andrew Luck in the NFL. He did his shoulder snowboard. He was snowboarding, and then he had an early retirement because his shoulder was never right. And he was picked number 2 in the NFL draft. Big college quarterback.
You don't want that, do you?
Nah, definitely not. For me, in collecting, I always just collect what I like. It's what I've said all along. So regardless of price, if I like a card, I'll go and buy it. I don't buy to on sale or whatever the market's kind of at. At the moment, there's a really big shift in Pokemon into slabs and sealed as well. So a lot of people are the Rudy effect. Oh, you put a booster box in your cupboard for 5 years and it's 5x. It's just very safe compared to cards because sometimes it's very hit and miss. We saw that a lot in the Funko Pop vinyls as well, where some people were like, oh, I bought a Pop vinyl for $50 and now it's $1,000, a week later. But then you've got Elsas, which were just printed into the oblivion and not required. People weren't chasing them. So, for me, it doesn't change it.
The NBA equivalent of that is exactly the same. People definitely buy sealed boxes to put away. Where it gets very complicated is, so let's take 1819 Prism Hobby, which is a very, very collectible product. That's got Luca in it. Also, too, maybe more recently, SGA. So he's just won the championship, MVP, finals MVP. So that's in the same product.
The Clippers, though. He started at the Clippers, didn't SGA.
But I think if you're putting away a sealed product, you're correct. He did start with the Clippers, but it doesn't matter. That's still the card that people collect. But I think where it gets complicated is the redemption. So if there's any redemptions in that product...
Because they do have a time limit, right?
They have a time limit, and also, Panini's leaving the hobby.
Yeah.
So how are those redemptions going to be looking, and does that actually devalue any product that you are sort of squirreling away to 5x your money in 5 years?
I always just assumed that sealed product for sports, for the most part, just isn't a thing.
It's absolutely a thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's definitely...
But I based it on what you just said. Like, my assumption was, well, you know, but these players are so hot at certain points.
Yeah.
And, you know, and redemptions and things alike. I'm like, why would you... Where's the value in keeping the box sealed? Because one thing you see with sports is when a set comes out, it's really, really hot. The big chase gets pulled, like the Logo Man 101 or whatever it is, and then bang, the price halves almost on some of the products. Not all of them, right? But on certain products, you see that happen. So in my head, I was just always like, surely people don't keep like sealed boxes of, you know, basketball because, yeah, other than, you know, likes of LeBron, Jordan, and Kobe, like, you know, that's legacy kind of stuff.
I think as time goes on, some of those boxes thin out, so then people chase them and they get chased. But I don't think
like a nostalgia hit almost because they did open it, or.
But I don't think every box is going to be the same value price point going up.
Yeah.
But I think Prism Hobby is the flagship, so you're definitely going to be doing that.
Yeah.
National Treasures and Flawless, and we just talked about Flawless. I think Flawless is probably the best investment out of everything, just for the fact there's no redemptions in it. Everything's live. You know, it is what it is.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. I think Prism Hobby, though, is a really interesting one in the fact, though, that what are people going to do with all these boxes if they have put them away and then the redemptions aren't then honoured? Because there was sort of a rumour going around during COVID that hedge funds and sort of old equity purchasers were buying up cases of Hobby. Because I'm not too sure what happened with Pokemon during COVID, but everything 10x.
It was the same.
Yeah. And I think that some of that stuff is definitely sitting in vaults somewhere of investors. So they're going to be looking to unload at some point.
At some point, yeah.
Yeah. That to me is definitely interesting.
Yeah. It's interesting to sort of, you know, as you said, you've got really next to no knowledge or experience about the Pokemon hobby, but everything you've said almost directly correlates to
I think that's a fun conversation to have
what we talk about as well.
All right, I think the other one to talk about for me too is Kobe Bryant. We'll talk about this off air.
The GOAT, by the way, the actual GOAT.
Yeah.
I will not be told otherwise. Kearns tries to tell me all the time. I'm like, no, Kobe is the GOAT.
So I think in basketball collecting, there's people that collect sealed, there's people that collect current prospects, and they love that sort of gamble on who's going to be big next. And
MVP, finals.
I definitely enjoy that game.
Yeah.
Buying people for $10 and then they'll go to $50 and then you unload a whole bunch of cards. Like for me, that's very much fun. But I think there's another population of people too that go, I don't want to deal with that sort of low-end, hyper-volatile market. I want to buy people who are established. So LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Michael Jordan. And we've seen a huge increase the last couple of years with Michael Jordan inserts. And so not even like particularly short printed. They're not even particularly, numbered cards, but they've just gone exponentially up. So my sort of gut feeling is the next one to be in that logical sort of chain upwards is Kobe Bryant. The one after that's going to be Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And LeBron James is somewhere in between, in that conversation too. But I just sort of I've got this gut feeling at the moment, there's no one better to buy in the hobby than Kobe Bryant.
Well, if you look at the hobby a few years ago, it was all about Luka Doncic's. So the Luka rookie came in, and I remember seeing that for $700 raw on the market. And then, if Luka never wins a chip, if he doesn't get MVP,
he's gonna win one of the Lakers, baby.
If those things don't happen in long term, you're right. There is a gamble there.
Yeah.
What's the lifespan on the hype of it? Like Victor Wembanyama is obviously a little bit different compared to anything we've seen. Even LeBron as a rookie, Victor, the hobby is in such a position at the moment that Victor cards are through the moon. How long do people give him to start winning MVPs and chips before you jump ship?
Just answering that question quite broadly, the best way to actually answer this question would be going to Card Ladder right now. And then you pick a prospect and you look at their all-time value. Traditionally, what will happen is they'll come out of the gates, they'll go up quite high, and that rookie hype sort of dies down. The next rookie class comes out, and then everyone sort of jumps off that, and then they'll hop onto the next thing. So I think you see that a lot. And I think the classic example of that was like Zion Williamson, Ja Morant. People bought and sold those. They hopped off that. Maybe they jumped onto Luka. They bought and sold that. Now they've jumped onto Wemby. That's that sort of very logical sort of progression of what happens. But if we're talking about Luka Doncic in particular, I think at the moment actually he's a really solid buy because he's moved to a huge market.
Yes.
Nothing is bigger than LA in terms of market cap and just the number of people there, but also too, the traditional thing that happens with the Lakers is they will get players and they'll build really good teams around stars. Like that's just the LA thing that happens.
Yeah.
And so I think were we talking about this off air with Damian Lillard? Like I think the most LA thing that's going to happen now, Lillard goes to LA on a minimum contract for the next 3 years while he's getting paid out by the Bucks. I have no idea why they did that, by the way.
5 years, 20 million a year. I think they've still got to pay him.
Yep.
To get Miles Turner, I don't know, the maths is not mathing for me. It just doesn't make sense. But
it'll be interesting to see it pan out as a Lakers fan for sure. But thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Really appreciate it.
Yeah.
Let us know where everybody can find your podcast.
Oh, please check us out on @YouCan'tCompthis. We're on all the different social media platforms and all the podcast platforms.
Fantastic.
Too. And guys, thank you for having me. It's amazing.
Appreciate it. Appreciate your time.
Cheers.
Hobbyists, today's episode is sponsored by Collectospace. They have recently opened their ever-expanding showroom and collectibles shop and has taken shape in the southeast Victoria.
Boasting display furniture and fixtures for in-home collections and retail spaces, they've been trusted by many of our favourite stores and fellow collectors. Check out their socials for up-to-date info and offerings, and be sure to visit the Collectors Space at 1108 Mulholly Road, Pakenham.
Whether you're a collector at heart or new to the hobby, Collectors Space are here to help. So head on down and say good day to Chris and the team at Collectors Space, and thanks for sponsoring the episode.